Hello everyone. Today we are going to discuss block diagrams and signal flow graph. Second unit of a control system. The content of unit 2 are as follows. This chapter is divided into two parts, that is A. In A we are going to discuss block diagram reduction and numerical examples. In B we are going to discuss signal flow graph, Mason's gain formula for deriving overall transfer function of systems, feedback characteristics of control system, concept of negative and positive feedback, sensitivity of system to parameter variation using negative and positive feedback. This feedback characteristics we have discussed in unit 1 also. Let's discuss block diagram. Here we can see block diagrams and their simplifications. In exam they'll give you one complicated block diagram and we have to reduce that. There are some rules and regulations to eliminate complicated diagram and form a single loop. So first rule is cascade or series connection. Here we can see this diagram, and this G1, G2, G3 are in series. So R of S and C of S. R of S is the reference input, C of S is the controlled output. So here x2 and x1. How we are just going to calculate this x2 of S? Mathematical expression. Previous signals coming to this point, G1 and R of S. That is the value of x2 of S. How we are just going to calculate x1 of S? Previous blocks into input, G1, G2 and R of S. How we are just going to calculate the output? This blocks into reference input, G1, G2, G3 and R. That will be your controlled output. Now this is the general diagram of cascade connection. So what will be the equivalent block diagram? Just R of S, input as it is, output as it is, and just will multiply this block gain, G1, G2 and G3. That will be the simplification of cascade connection. Next, parallel connection. If blocks are in parallel, we can see G1, G2, G3 are connected by the summing point and given to the output. These are in parallel. Here R of S, x1, x2, x3. How we are just going to calculate this? Signal coming to this point, R of S into G1 of S, x2 of S, R of S into G2 of S, x3 of S, R of S into G3 of S. Now how we are just going to calculate the C of S? Just plus or minus G1 of S plus or minus G2 of S plus or minus G3 of S into R of S. That will be the resultant. So these blocks are in parallel. How we are just going to simplify this diagram? Just R of S and C of S as it is, G1 plus or minus G2 plus or minus G3. Just add these blocks. Suppose this G2 is having negative sign. What will be the parallel equivalent diagram for this parallel connection? If G2 is negative, G1 minus G2 plus G3. I hope you have got this concept. Now moving towards next, minor feedback connection. If in given block diagram the connection will be like this, if then we have discussed in unit 1 already, R of S input error signal, G of S, C of S, H of S feedback signal. Here is one formula, system upon 1 plus or minus system into feedback. That was our formula in unit 1. So what will be the transfer function of this? C of S upon R of S will be G of S upon 1. Here is minus sign, so there will be plus in the denominator, G of S into H of S. This will be the formula, system upon 1, there is a sign negative, hence here is a plus. If there is negative, make it here plus. If there is a positive, make it here minus. G of s system upon 1 plus system into feedback. So characteristic equation will be equate this with the denominator, 0 with the denominator, that will be the characteristic equation. Moving towards next, block diagram algebra for the summing points. Either you will shift this to the right or to the left. What you are just going to add, if you are moving the summing point to the right hand side, the G of s will be added into the system. If you are moving the summing point to the left, the 1 by G will be added to the system. Moving towards next, block diagram algebra for takeoff points. If this is like a block diagram, this is block and this is takeoff point. If you want to shift this takeoff point after a block, means to the right, so 1 by G of s, 1 by G of s will be added into the system. If you are shifting this takeoff point before a block, means to the left hand side, so G of s will be added into the signal. We have to strictly follow this sequence to solve the block diagram reduction. First of all, if observe the diagram, if there are some series connection, first of all combine that. If there are parallel, secondly, if series connection are not there, look for parallel connection. If parallel connection, combine that. If both are not present, then eliminate the minor feedback loop. Then next, shift summing point. Try to shift your summing point to the left, try to shift your summing point to the right. Repeat 1 to 5 steps until the canonical form is obtained. The motto is thus, we have to strictly follow this steps. Some basic rules with the block diagram transformation. Remember this chart. Combining blocks in cascade, we have just seen x is input, y is output, g1 and g2 are in series. Just take it in a one block by multiplication sign. Here we can see y by x, if we'll take here g1 g2 will be the transfer function. Combining blocks in parallel or eliminating a forward loop, we can see here every signal is moving in a forward direction, arrow is showing forward direction. G1 and G2 are the forward loop, otherwise they are in parallel. So simply just G1 plus or minus G2. If here will be the sign minus, then it will be G1 minus G2. I hope you have got second point. Third point, moving a pick-off point behind a block. Moving this pick-off point behind a block, so 1 by G will be added into the system. Just we have shifted this to right hand side, so 1 by G will be added into the system. Moving this pick-off point or take-off point ahead a block, means this point ahead a block, so G will be added into the system. Moving a summing point behind a block, this summing point behind a block, so G will be added into the system. If moving some summing point ahead a block, before a block to the left hand side, then 1 by G will be added into the system. Remember this chart and follow these rules, then you can easily simplify the block diagrams. Now just focus on these examples. We can see, first of all, understand the diagram, then secondly follow that 5 rules. Combine all cascade connections, secondly parallel connection, then eliminate feedback loop, try to shift your takeoff point to the left and summing point to the right, and repeat 1 to 5 steps. We have to follow that steps while solving the problem. These steps, remember these steps. Now here we are observing the diagram. X of s is the input, y of s is the output. this diagram we have to make it in a one block like this. So while moving towards solution, first of all I'll apply that 5 rules: combine all, cascade, parallel loops, then minor, then summing points to the left, then take off points to the right, and 1 to 5 repetition. So in this diagram I am observing at first there is no series. G1 and G3 are in series, but here is a takeoff point, so we can't consider that in a series connection. Here also Kc and G1 are in series, but here is a summing point, so we can't consider it in a series connection. So when we can say the blocks are in series, there will be no takeoff point and summing point between them. So at first I am observing there is no series connection, there is no parallel connection too. So here I am observing the minor feedback loop, just minor feedback loop. So G1, G2, this is feedback. So what is the formula for the feedback loop? System upon 1 plus or minus system into feedback. So this is system, this is feedback. So what will happen? System G1 upon 1, here is minus, means it will be plus G1 into G2. We have reduced this diagram into this. I hope you have understood. This minor feedback loop we have reduced. Then secondly, this will be in series with G3. There is no takeoff point and summing point in between them, so we can apply again first rule. It is in series, so kindly take in one block G1 G3 upon 1 plus G1 G2. Again we can see these three are in series, no takeoff point between them, so Kc into G1 G3 upon 1 plus G1 G2 will be my next step. So this we have combined by multiplication in one block. Now again this is a minor feedback loop, so what will happen? System upon 1 plus or minus system into feedback. We will write this again in one block. So this, simplify this, you will get the answer. Just we have to reduce this diagram in a one block, one loop. So very simple problem. Now next, again first of all observe the diagram. In diagram, if I'll observe, I should remember the 5 rules. First of all, eliminate series connection, then parallel, then minor feedback loop, summing point to the left, takeoff point to the right, and repeat 1 to 5 steps. Again, observe the diagram first. This is R of S, this is C of S. Here is one summing point and I guess one takeoff point. Now first of all I'll apply that 5 rules. Here I am observing these blocks are in series. There is no takeoff point and summing point between them. So first of all I'll reduce that to this G2 into G3. Now I am observing that these are in parallel. So H1, if it is plus, make it minus, G3 plus minus. So I have first of all reduced this series block, then parallel block in this way. Now I am observing this is the minor feedback loop, that is system upon 1 plus system into feedback. So what will happen? G3 into G2, here we can see G3 into G2, 1, here is a sign minus, so it will become plus. System G3 G2 into this feedback. So this will be the calculation of this minor feedback loop. So if we will remove this, so what will happen? G1 and this block will be in series, so just multiply it by G1. Just solving this will get the answer. G1 and G2 are in series, then H1 H2 are in parallel, then G1 is in series with this feedback configuration, then we will get the answer. This type of simple problems will be there. We can easily reduce the block diagram in this way. Now moving towards next, we have seen block diagram reduction and numerical examples. Now moving towards the signal flow graph. Signal flow graph definition, terminologies, Mason's gain formula. Signal flow graph, alternative method to the block diagram representation developed by Samuel Jefferson Mason. You should remember this name, S.J. Mason. Block diagram are adequate for representation but are difficult to solve. A signal flow graph provides the relation between the system variables without requiring any procedures. Fundamental of signal flow graphs. Consider a simple equation below. Draw the signal graph for that. We already discussed signal flow graph in classroom also. Just focus here, y is equals to ax. So y means output, x means input, and a is the variable, we can see. So how we are just going to describe this equation by signal flow graph? X is input, y is output, represented by that node, and the gain of that signal is a, means y by x will be a, that is gain. Branches, important terminologies will discuss. Branches, line joining two nodes is called as branch. This x is node, y is node, and this is a gain. So this line joining two nodes is nothing but branch. I hope you have understood this. Branches. Dummy nodes, a branch having one can be added at input as well as output. This r and y additionally you have to add while solving the problem, that is nothing but dummy nodes. We call it as dummy nodes, this input and output. Input node, it is node that has only outgoing branches. We can see it is having only outgoing branches. Output node, it is a node that has incoming branches. This is output node that has only incoming branches, and this is having only outgoing branches. A forward path. Now please observe this diagram. R of s, C of s, these are the dummy nodes. So G1, G2, G3, G4, G5, G7, these two nodes are connected by the branch. G1, G2, these are the gains of that particular. So how we are just going to describe the forward path? Any path from input node to the output node. This is input node, output node. So if in this diagram we can see the connections of, we can see the paths of that arrows, we have to follow that paths and decide the forward path. We can see here is forward direction, forward, 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 means forward, forward. This blue is one path. Again second path is like this. In this diagram, two forward paths, one straight forward path, second like this forward path. Can I take like this? No, because this arrow is having direction in this way, so we can't take this as a forward path. Only the arrow direction will be forward, only that we can take as a forward path. Now loop. A closed path from a node to the same node is called as loop. We have discussed this in class also. We can see here, this is the diagram, so we can see, we consider this as a loop. This node again coming to this node, this is one loop. The gain of that loop 1 is G2 into H1. In this way we will find out the loop 1 gain. Then second loop, we can see again here is a loop. Consider this node coming to this node again, so what will be the gain of that loop? G4 into H2. Now next third loop, we can see if I am considering this node, it is coming to this node again, so what will be the gain? G4, G5 and H3. Next fourth loop, we can see like this, G4, G6 and H3. This will be one node, one loop. So in this diagram there are four loops. Self loop. A feedback loop that contains only one node is called as self loop. We can see here is one loop, but this is called as self loop. What is loop gain? The product of all gains forming a loop. Suppose this is the loop. How I am just going to find out the loop gain? A32 into A23. What is path and path gain? A path is a traversal of connected branches in the direction of branch arrow. Path gain, the product of all branch gains while going through the forward path is called as path gain. If this is path from input to output node to reach input to the output node, this is path gain. If I am considering this as a path, A21, A32 and A43 will be the path gain. Feedback path or loop. Feedback loop, it's a path to output node to input node. We can see here output node to input node, from x2 to x7, from x6 to x5, from x5 to x4, from x3 to x2. Touching loops. When the loops are having the common node, that the loops are touching loops. So we can see here L1 and L2 are touching loops, and this node is common. This L3 and L4 are touching loops, in this node is common. Non-touching loops, when the loops are not having any common node between them, are called as non-touching loops. Here we can see the diagram. Suppose this is one loop and this is another loop. There is no common node in between this, so this is non-touching loops. This green color shows one loop. This is violet color is another loop. This is in between this but not having any common node, so these are two non-touching loops. Non-touching loops for the forward paths. If suppose this is my one forward path, so we can see this loop is not touching to the forward path. Chain node, it is a node that has incoming as well as outgoing branch. This node is having incoming, outgoing branch, so this is chain node. Now very important part, these were the terminologies, basic terminologies and introduction of the signal flow graph. Now moving towards next, this will be asked in exam for 2 to 3 marks. Mason's gain rule. Mason's rule, it is invented in 1953. The block diagram reduction technique requires successive application of fundamental relationships in order to arrive at the system transfer function. It is tedious technique. On the other hand, Mason's rule for reducing a signal flow graph to a single transfer function requires the application of one formula. In this only we have to apply the one formula, that is called as Mason's gain rule. We will get the answer. This is very simple technique. So let's see Mason's rule. The transfer function C of S by R of S of a system represented by a signal flow graph, that is C of S by R of S, will be summation of I will vary from 1 to n pi delta I upon delta. What is n? Number of forward paths. Here n is number of forward paths. Pi, ith forward path gain. What is delta? Determinant of the system. Delta I, determinant of the ith forward path. Remember this formula, it's very important. Delta is called signal flow graph determinant or characteristic function. Since delta is equals to 0, the system characteristic equation will be like this. Delta is equals to, how we are just going to calculate the delta. Delta having the formula 1 minus sum of all individual loop gains plus sum of products of the gains of all possible two loops that do not touch to each other, minus sum of products of the gains of all possible three loops that do not touch each other, plus and so on out. So forth with sums of higher numbers of non-touching loop gains. This is the formula for the delta. We will study how to calculate delta in the problem. Delta I, value of delta for the part of the block diagram that does not touch to ith forward path. Means if we are supposing P1 as the first forward path, so if I want to calculate delta 1, so delta 1, how I am just going to calculate? that will not touch to the first forward path, that is ith forward path. Delta I is equals to 1 if there are no non-touching loops to the ith forward path. Delta I is 1 if there are no non-touching loops to the ith forward path. This is very key point. Now we'll see the problem. Apply Mason's rule to calculate the transfer function of the system represented by following signal flow graph. First of all, observe the signal flow graph. RC, input output. So these input output nodes are called as dummy nodes. This is called as branch. This is called as branch gain 1. We can see these are some loops. So let's try to solve the problem. So systematic approach to solve the Mason's gain is calculate. First of all, we will calculate the forward path gain, that is PI, for each forward path. Calculate all transfer function, all loop transfer function. Consider non-touching loops 2 at a time. Consider 3 non-touching loops at a time. Then calculate delta for steps 2, 3, 4. Then calculate delta I as a portion of delta not touching to the forward path. These are 7 steps. Now let's solve that by using that 7 steps. First of all, forward paths. So first step is forward paths. So calculate the forward path. We can see here, this is one forward path, all arrows are in one direction. This is one forward path. The gain will be 1 into G1 into G4 into G2 into 1 into 1. So first forward path gain will be G1, G2, G4. Second forward path will be like this. So gain will be 1 into G1 into G4 into G3 into 1 into 1, that is G1, G3, G4. Our first step is over to calculate forward paths. So we know the Mason's gain. If 2 forward paths, the formula will be like this: P1, delta 1, P2, delta 2 and delta. If there will be 3 forward paths, so what will be the formula? P1 delta 1 plus P2 delta 2 plus P3 delta 3 by delta. So very simple, just we have seen this formula, summation I1 to n means number of forward paths it represents. So we have calculated just forward paths Pi. If there are 2, we'll take formula as P1 delta 1, P2 delta 2 by delta. In this way, this formula, 2 forward paths, hence P1, P2. There will be 3 forward paths, P1, P2, P3. So next point is we have to calculate feedback loops. How many loops? So observe this. This is one loop, the loop L1. So what will be the gain of this? L1, G4 and H1. That I have written here, L2. This big loop G1, G4, G2, 1 into minus H2. So gain will be like this, L3. like this: G1, G4, G3, 1 into minus S2. This will be the loop gain. And there's 2 forward paths and 3 loops. There are no 2 non-touching loops. There are no non-touching loops. If I am supposing this loop 1, this loop 2 and this loop 3, everyone is touching each other. If I am supposing this and this node is common, so we can't take this. So if this and this, everyone is touching by node, so there are no non-touching loops. So formula will be delta is equals to 1 minus sum of all individual gains. We can see here 3 loops, sum of all individual gains. Delta means delta 1 minus L1, L2, L3. So formula of delta is like this: 1 minus sum of all individual gains plus sum of products of the gains of all possible 2 loops, 2 non-touching loops. But in this case everyone is touching to each other, so plus here 0 plus 0. Now just I have added the loop gains. So delta I have calculated. Now how we are just going to find out the delta? Delta 1. Delta 1 means 1 minus sum of all individual loop gains which are not touching to the first forward path. This is my first forward path and every loop is touching to this first forward path, we can see. So 1 minus 0. So delta 2, how we are just going to calculate delta 2? 1 minus the loop gains which are not touching to the second forward path. There is no loop which is not touching to the second forward path. Every loop is touching to the forward path. So delta 2 is 1. So my formula was C by R, P1 delta 1, P2 delta 2 by delta G1 plus G2 plus G3. Just put these values. We can see here G1 and G4 combine, G2 plus G3, denominator delta as it is. Again, if in exam they will give you the block diagram, then how we are just going to calculate this? Just measure the number of summing points and takeoff points. We have discussed this in classroom also. How many summing points? 1, 2, 3 summing points. Takeoff points 2. So we have to calculate, we have to put the 5 nodes, 3 for summing points and 2 for takeoff points. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 and 2 dummy nodes, input and output. Now moving towards next, from R of S to E, just give the names. R of S, E of S, this as x1, this as x2, this as x3 and this is C. So from R of S to E of S, here is no block present, hence 1 gain for this branch. E of S to G1, E of S to this summing point, sorry, this to this summing point, G1 block is here, so gain is G1. X1 to X2, G2 block is here, so forward direction. X2 to this takeoff point X3, here it is G3, and from this to this, so X3 here will be x3 and here will be x4. g4, here is a mistake, x3 should be here and x4 should be here. Now how we are just going to calculate from please keep this problem. Now what is remaining? Feedback characteristics of control system. So there are two types of feedback, positive feedback and negative feedback. The positive feedback adds the reference input. This is positive feedback. And this is negative feedback. What are the effects of feedback? There are basically 4 effects. That is effect of feedback on overall gain. This is a very important point. Effect of feedback on sensitivity, effect of feedback on stability, effect of feedback on noise. Here we can see, if the value of 1 plus GH is less than 1, the overall gain increases. If value of 1 plus GH is greater than 1, overall gain decreases. This is the effect. Sensitivity. If 1 plus GH is less than 1, sensitivity increases. If 1 plus GH greater than 1, sensitivity decreases. A system is said to be stable if its output is under control. It is said to be unstable. In denominator value is 0, GH is equals to -1, then the output control of the system will be infinite, so system becomes unstable. So most of the times 1 plus GH, the feedback is negative. If I'll take this to this side, 1 plus GH means feedback is negative, that system will become under output of control system will be infinite. In that time, effect of feedback on the noise will be added into the system, and it will affect your system sensitivity and stability also. So hereby that one example we have skipped due to the mistake. We'll see that type of example. That our drive nodes. Just we have discussed the signal flow graph, the terminologies, these equations, Mason's gain formula. Now here we can see, I'll just show you how to convert this block diagram into signal flow graph. Here are 1, 2, 3 summing points. Here we can see how many takeoff points and how many nodes are there. One takeoff point, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and we have taken here one node, output and input. Dummy nodes we have added. So from R of S to this point, one gain is there. From this x1 to x2, this to this, one gain is here. x2, this summing point x2 to x3, this summing point x2 to x3, g1 gain is here. So x3 to x4, x3 to x4, this g3 gain is here. From this x4 to this x5, nothing is here, so gain it will be 1. So just observe, from x3 it is shifted to this summing point x4. Just we have jumped up, arrow direction is in this way, so I have given the arrow direction in this way. The gain is g2, so added this gain. Now moving towards next, so I have taken here one node. This will shift from x5 to h1, x5 to h1, so gain will be minus h1. From this node, from this point to x2, from this point to x2, the gain will be here is minus h2, this is print mistake, h2. And from this point to this, from this point to this, the gain is g4, that is here should be minus sign. So I hope you have understood how to convert block diagram to the signal flow graph, and we have discussed many examples of this in the classroom also. So I hope you have cleared with the signal flow graph. Now what we have discussed in A point, we have discussed block diagram reduction, numerical examples of that. In B point, we have discussed signal flow graph, Masson's gain formula, signal flow graph SFG, it is called as SFG2. Masson's gain formula, that is delta I will vary from 1 to n, pi, delta I upon delta. We have discussed this in detail, Masson's gain formula, it is very important type. Then feedback characteristics of control system, we have discussed this in unit 1 and in this lecture also. Concept of negative and positive feedback, we have discussed this. Sensitivity to the parameter variation, we have discussed that using negative and positive feedback. We have discussed 4 effects. Thank you.